dedication right there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Seriously.
It's worth it though, I think.
Well, you know, with that in mind, what would you guys say that your favorite part of doing, you know, the whole casting thing? What's your favorite part about it?
I would actually have to say it's the fact that, you know, me and Awall have been friends for probably 8 years now, and we went to college together, and now we don't even live in the same state. So with our lives, we almost never have time to actually hang out and play games. And this kind of gives us an excuse to hang out and just enjoy the game and just play around. It's like, you know, it's like, oh, I got to do some work, but no, this is work. So we're not just playing around. We're doing work. So, you know, so there's that. I think that's my favorite part of it.
I got to agree. That's my favorite part of it too. Working on a project to do is always my favorite thing to do. Any project I work with, I try to involve Danny somehow. So that's really, really fun. I also like just getting ourselves out there with something, and to get all the positive feedback we've gotten so far on our casts. And I guess we could dive deeper into that on later questions as to like why exactly we're doing all of this. But to get such a positive reaction from all the people that are watching videos, and they're like telling Steel Gosu when they watch their videos, they love our humor. I mean, we dig that, obviously. We love the comments, and we like to see that we have so many subscribers now. And so, you know, getting the positive feedback and working with Danny definitely be our favorite parts.
We noticed that you guys were posting a lot of casts on SC2Replayed in particular. Why did you guys choose SC2Replayed instead of anywhere else in the first place?
I think the easiest way is it was just the best site. The sorting options for finding replays. We found that site because we were looking everywhere for replays. And it's like, this is perfect. This is just what we want. It's got all the sorting options, and it's got so many games coming up, and it had just about every game we were looking for. All the other sites either weren't updated that much, or they just weren't, like, the games weren't labeled very well, and you couldn't tell what was Diamond and what was this and that. So it was really just the quality of the site that drove us to it more than anything.
That's pretty much it. I feel like one thing I want to say about other replay sites, most of them you go to, they have a boatload of replays, but then you're scrolling through a list of like 50, and you're trying to pick out which ones are which. And on your site, you can drill it down to like, okay, so I want to watch a 4v4 silver with mothers and stalkers. I want 2 Zerg players, and also this one has got to have a video attached to it as well, and also it has to be on Metalopolis, and something will pop up on your site, and that's way beyond what anybody else can do.
Yeah, well, I have to give a huge shout out to our developers who were able to come up with the database infrastructure for all that. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
I mean, on that note, from kind of our perspective, what do you guys think that we could do to better accommodate you? You know, if anything, just some kind of feedback for us.
That's a good question. I never really had an issue when I'm trying to find anything. I don't remember. Does it have a? Can you search for players directly on it?
Yeah.
That is in there. Okay. I actually can't think of anything.
Thing that I would see. As far as like searching for replays and that you guys are like, you've covered every base. I mean, like the example I just gave a minute ago, you could drill it down to ridiculously specific. I would like to see, obviously we're cast, I would like to see maybe a second or some sort of feature where, you know, if there are casters like us, or there's a couple other casters that have posted on a regular basis on the site, if there was a way to access them, and then, okay, well, I'll check out replays that they've done videos for. I think that would be something that we would want for obvious reasons. And I think that would help build up your community.
Are you saying that you...
something that we've been throwing around for a while now. So.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the development part of SC2Replayed has not been implemented because the replay parser has been down. So we really apologize for that. That's kind of the big clutch right now. So.
Well, I had been browsing your channel not too long as we're partners with the UEN. It was I was kind of curious what who are they? What do they do?
You want me to take that one, Danny?
Yeah, you take that one.
Okay. UEN is they're a more popular broadcasting channel than us. They're basically trying to create a network of commentators, and their website, the UEN.com, has strategy section, a commentary section, forum section, and they're more or less trying to create like a Starcraft 2 community thing. They themselves, SCV Rush and One Man Zerg, they do a bunch of broadcasts, and they're really detailed. There's a lot of editing where they show multiple different games. They do features on like individual units, like Thors. Here's all the different stuff you can do with them, or siege tanks and that sort of thing. I think they have the best strategy videos, and considering the fact that both of them are really good at the game, they record live games where they're playing together, and you hear what they're saying on Vent. I really like their live games. And so anyway, they brought us in on a partnership with them, and we post all of our videos on their site, and it's just like a cross-promotion thing between the two of them and us, just trying to build a community site.
That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's kind of like the HD Husky kind of a thing that you got going on there.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so you guys know that BlizzCon is October 2nd. What do you guys, what do you guys expect to see from BlizzCon, and do you think that Heart of the Swarm will actually be mentioned?
I was actually looking at the schedule today when I was supposed to be doing some work at work, but, and I did not see any Heart of the Swarm on there, and I was really disappointed. And I think I guess it kind of makes sense. I'm happy to see maybe we're going to see some Diablo 3, maybe finally. So maybe they'll tell us that, yeah, in 3 years you guys get to play this game that you've been waiting forever for.
And then it'll 5 once they make that 3-year announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So I guess they're going to be focusing on Diablo 3, and maybe I guess Cataclysm's supposed to come out, so I don't know what more they can say about it. But you know, they always put a lot of focus on WoW. I would hope that there would be something for Heart of the Swarm, even if it's just like a teaser trailer or something, because I don't expect that game till earliest like June coming. But even then, I would expect almost next Christmas for that. And so I guess they can wait either till the next BlizzCon or whatever the next big event is. I think there's one in Europe coming up, right?
Yeah, I believe so. The Worldwide International.
Yeah, they usually announce something big there.
Definitely.
But yeah, we want to be there, but we can't. That's the main part about BlizzCon. We want to be at BlizzCon. We would love to do live commentaries and to do something like that at an event like that. At those tournaments would be sick. But I think Blizzard has their own people that they have do commentaries, like staffers and stuff like that. I'm not sure if they bring in outside people to do commentaries.
I'm sure Sixon probably knows who those people are. I know Dustin Broder does some of them, but
actually they're doing the battle reports.
you know?
But I mean, at the previous BlizzCon, it's always been Tasteless and I think her name's Bonnie. She's like a War 3 caster.
Oh, right on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to connect us with them and get us in the game, we'd appreciate it.
Definitely. I mean, you guys kind of already made your unique impression on everybody. I mean, you're real high energy casters. You kind of go for kind of humorous side, but you guys are also really informative. I mean, what other things do you guys think set you apart from everybody? What else makes you unique?
Like you said, I think the thing that makes us unique, I mean, the dual commentary is unique. You don't see a lot of that, and mostly because there's big technical limitations, because there's no share replay feature. Where is it, Blizzard? Come on. But the other thing is the humor, and we try to get, like, we add strategy, but we try not to get too bogged down in it. Like, because if there are people who, if you want pure strategy, there are better people than us to go to, and that's what they focus on. So we tried to get our own niche, and we've always thought we're pretty funny, and it's nice to know that other people think so too. So that's what we kind of went with, and the whole picking sides thing actually just kind of happened. It wasn't the original idea; it just kind of happened one day, and it's like, hey, that gives us a chance to kind of banter with each other. So what we're mostly going for is entertainment value. I mean, the game's entertaining, but we're just trying to amplify that a little bit. You know, give you a little something to laugh at during those downtimes.
We sort of like you know, we want to do like an esports thing. Like when I'm doing casts, I kind of like amp it up and I try to become like a sportscaster. I'm trying to make the game as exciting as possible for everybody watching. And some people comment, they're like, well, haven't you seen what Day9 says? You know, he says that countering an attack movement is stupid, so when you made that joke about such and such unit, you were actually totally incorrect. If you're that kind of person, you probably aren't our audience. Like, our audience is going to be people that want to have fun watching the games. They want to sit down and watch something that's entertaining. They're not going to bust out a notepad and be taking notes like, oh, what was that, 12 refinery? You know, we're going to talk about that stuff. We're going to break down strategies that we think are interesting, basic things that, you know, we try to keep it so that a new player can watch and be entertained, but also an expert player can also get some strategy elements from it too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I remember when I was a little bit younger, back in Starcraft 1 days, I had people, you know, I was trying to get better, and everybody's telling me, you gotta watch replays, you gotta watch shotcasts, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't want to, it's boring, I want to play the game. But, yeah. So, you were actually just talking about esports. Your channel actually says, you know, esports, you know, for the win. Could you elaborate on kind of what you guys want to do in regards to esports?
You want to take that one?
Sure. Well, actually, the first thing I think about when I think about that is Danny. What he said before was that he would like to turn on his TV, and when he goes to ESPN, StarCraft 2 shows up. And, like, you know, professional casting, all kinds of people watching it all over the place. We think that video games are extremely entertaining, and games like StarCraft 2, competitive esports games, it's more exciting to us than watching like a game of baseball or football or that sort of thing, because that's what we're interested in. And so many people in our generation, so many guys especially, like if we look at our Discovery, like it's pretty much all guys 18 to 35. A lot of us are more into video games than we are sports. And I think that the esports market is going to keep increasing. It's huge other places, Korea, Europe, but over here in America, I think that because of YouTube, more people are going to discover esports. They're going to see why video games are just as entertaining to watch in a video as they are to actually play.
I think you're right. I think what StarCraft 2 has actually done has made that even more possible. I know that Battle.net is not the greatest for bringing the community together. Well, I guess that's an opinion, but I think that the game itself is so great that it really brings the esports to America as well. So, so I have a really serious question. Awall, why do you wear that derby hat? I've always seen you in that derby hat.
It's sort of my signature thing. I started wearing a derby hat at the end of high school, and got nothing but like positive responses on it, or the negative ones I ignored because I wore the hat regardless, and it's just kind of my thing. I like the style hat, and I can wear it because these headphones go around the back, so every time I do a cast, I have the hat on. It kind of gets me in the game on like broadcaster mode. I feel like I'm like 1930s broadcaster or something. So I guess that's the best way to answer that.
From your perspective, I don't know, Danny had actually mentioned something about this a little bit earlier. What do you guys want to see Blizzard develop as StarCraft 2 progresses in the coming years?
Yeah.
You want to take that?
Improved replay features. Get us that share replay feature. I mean, the replay is good. I mean, there's lots of and they improved it even more in the patch with that little bar under the production tab, and just give us more things that people can share it. Maybe even like if there was some sort of recording feature built right into it, that's a pipe dream, but that would be great, just so you wouldn't have to go through these other programs. And so maybe just